straight ahead on CCX News. Plans for a pool. From the new photos to the price tag, what residents in New Hope can expect. Plus, building a church. We'll look at the new mega plans that received the initial okay in Maple Grove. And trying to slow down a fast-spreading insect. See what Plymouth is doing to help residents protect their trees. CCX News starts right now. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. After a year-long effort involving a citizen committee and city leaders, plans to build a new park and swimming pool in New Hope are one step closer to being finalized. Tuesday night, the New Hope Planning Commission reviewed plans for the new Civic Center Park. One of the key components of the park is an outdoor pool. The design calls for a 50-meter pool with 8 swimming lanes for competitions, a shallow water recreation pool, and 2 water slides. The original cost of the pool was estimated at $11 million. The price tag is now about $12.2 million, but that won't necessarily represent the final total.
There's close to $500,000 just in alternates on the pool improvements, just to give the council options and staff options. When the bids come, we'll be able to review all these, the entire park, all at once. And the plan is really to take that towards to the March 11th council meeting with all the packages and really have an understanding of what we have and what alternates we can accept.
City officials have applied for $500,000 in grants to help pay for the pool. The New Hope City Council will vote on the plans at its December 10th meeting. In February, the city will review bids for the project. The Maple Grove City Council approved initial plans and zoning for a new megachurch to be built near Interstate 494 and Bass Lake Road. Passion Church, which currently meets at Maple Grove Senior High, wants to build onto an office building to create a 35,000 square foot campus that includes an 800-seat auditorium. Passion Church has been in Maple Grove for about 7 years, but meeting at the Maple Grove Senior High doesn't allow the church to host any midweek events for teenagers, and this building would allow that. The church got approval to move forward, but some parts of the plan will be reviewed at the next council meeting. The church hopes to close on the property by the end of the year. Robbinsdale police say the driver who hit a pedestrian and drove away has turned himself in. The incident happened just before 10 Monday night at the intersection of County Road 81 and 41st Avenue North. Robbinsdale police say the adult victim was found laying in the road with serious injuries. Police say the victim is in stable condition. The driver turned himself in Wednesday morning. He told police he did not realize what he hit was a person. The city of Plymouth is working to get rid of ash trees infested with a fast-spreading tree insect. Meredith Hackler is live in Plymouth to show us what the city is doing to slow down the emerald ash borer. Meredith?
Shannon, earlier today, 2 ash trees were cut down in front of this house. You can see the logs that are left just over my left shoulder. Now, those 2 ash trees were infested with emerald ash borer. A part of a new city program, residents will be able to choose what tree will replace their ash tree if it's infested with the deadly bug. Ash trees are coming down in parts of Plymouth.
We have an emerald ash borer in the city, down the southwest corner. We're expecting that it's going to expand. It expanded in the last 2 years to about a block diameter, so we know it's going to get worse.
Knowing how quickly emerald ash borer can spread, the city is being proactive by cutting down infested trees.
So if we can capture them when they're dormant in the tree, where we know we've got 100% capture rate, then we're not, even though we're moving them and we're destroying the tree and chipping it up or burning it, we know that we've captured as many as we can.
While the city is making headway on trees that line city streets, they're also offering incentives to residents who have ash trees on their property.
If you have a tree in your private yard, but maybe it's in your backyard or on the side yard, that if you take that tree down proactively, we will give you a tree that you can plant somewhere in your yard.
Residents will have a choice of these 5 trees that will replace their old one if they have the ash tree removed before March. The city's hope is that these replacement trees will provide the same benefits that the ash trees do.
Trees provide a lot of benefits. One of the big ones for these ones is shade, also just kind of capturing carbon out of the air. So it's kind of important to not lose those 200 trees east of I-94 and then another 200 west of 94. That'd be a lot of trees missing kind of from the urban forest canopy, so we want to keep that as full as possible.
Now, this tree that you see over my right shoulder is one of over 900 ash trees within the city of Plymouth that city officials are working to treat that have emerald ash borer. So some of these trees are able to be saved, but overall the main goal of this is to rehabilitate and replace as many trees as they possibly can within Plymouth city limits. Live in Plymouth, Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
All right, thank you, Meredith. This week, we're shining the spotlight on Crohn's and colitis. The digestive diseases are often called invisible illnesses. When fighting a chronic illness like Crohn's or colitis, it can often lead to depression and isolation. Both Crohn's and colitis are considered inflammatory bowel diseases because they either cause part or the whole digestive tract to become inflamed. Today, reporter Sonia Goins introduces us to a Brooklyn Park family who is giving support to young patients with the digestive diseases.
Now, folks do not have to fight inflammatory bowel disease alone. Joining me today are Brooklyn Park resident Jill Love and her daughter Aria. Jill helps to facilitate the Crohn's Colitis Pediatric Support Group, and her daughter Aria has ulcerative colitis. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Now, tell folks about when Aria was first diagnosed.
So Aria was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis at the age of 5. She had a bunch of treatments, did a bunch of medicines. At the age of 7, she had her colon and rectum removed. They made a fake makeshift colon in her from her small intestine called a J pouch, and so she has had a J pouch in place of her colon for the last 7 years.
Okay, how are you feeling today?
I feel fine.
Tell folks what it's like to have a flare.
So, it's not that good. Like, I'm having one right now. I have C. diff, and for like 3 days, my stomach has been hurting very bad, and I've been laying in bed.
What is it like to see your daughter suffer?
It does a lot of things, and it gets me very emotional. And for the most part, when she had her colon and rectum removed, it was supposed to have helped with her disease. So now, instead of fighting her disease, she sometimes has to fight what's called pouchitis, which is an infection in her J pouch. And with that, they do the antibiotics, and then the antibiotics can cause C. diff, which is currently what she is fighting off now because she had pouchitis a couple weeks ago and was treated with antibiotics. So it's really hard to watch her. It sucks the life out of her, and she's a very creative and exciting and beautiful girl, and when she's sick, it's really hard. And I'd never want anyone to go through this by themselves, so I try to help out and help as many people as I can. Even when it's hard for me, it helps me in the same token. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation started the pediatric support group. I remember going the first time, and there was like 3 of us around a table for many years, and now we're up to 25 people some days, so it's amazing.
Your family was also in the news a couple years ago. Can you briefly tell us what that was about?
So we were in New Hope, and we were walking past a business in Aria. That's when she was bad in her disease, and she needed to use a restroom. And if anyone knows about these diseases, if you have to use the bathroom with these diseases, you can't always control it. And so we happened to be walking past this business, and we went in, and I asked if we could use the bathroom, and they told me no because it was a private club. And then I showed my I Can't Wait card that and it's a law here in Minnesota that you have to allow people to use the bathroom.
So, well, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Now, for more information on the I Can't Wait cards, we have all that on our website, ccxmedia.org. Shannon?
Thank you, Sonia. On Thursday, we are hosting a Twitter chat at noon, partnering with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, Minnesota Dakota's chapter, and Hennepin Healthcare. Just use the hashtag IBDConvo, and we hope to see you there. Still ahead, we'll meet a Providence Academy student who has mastered the art of scheduling. Plus, a former Armstrong boys basketball star begins his first season as the Falcons' new head coach. But first, turning colder. But on the bright side, we may finally see some sunshine. This week's Standout student truly stands out. Eric Nelson has the story of a Providence Academy student who does well in everything he does.
Augustine writes that I began to see that the Catholic faith could be maintained on reasonable grounds.
Harrison Vetter is a juggler. Somehow the Providence Academy senior finds a way to balance school, sports, the band, and volunteering.
You really just gotta pay attention to your time and your schedule. You kind of gotta plan things out in advance, be aware of what's going on. Augustine says that his ears...
Vetter excels in the classroom and is in the National Honor Society. He also plays football and track.
Is he a teacher's dream? Yeah, actually.
There is more to life.
If Vetter sounds like a Boy Scout, that's because he is. As an Eagle Scout, he volunteered his time to help out veterans.
I luckily found the Adult Day Center at the Minnesota State Veterans Home, and I was able to make 3 raised flower beds / vegetable gardens for them to really enjoy and get a lot of use out of.
Question for this group.
Giving back is part of Vetter's MO. He wants to use his gifts in a positive way.
I've been given talents, and it would be a waste of them to not give back and to help others who don't have as many opportunities as I have.
I know that he'll do something that's for the good of society, but he's really talented and skilled academically in his ability to think through things and help others.
My academics, I would say history and...
Religion and history are 2 of Vetter's favorite topics.
I actually write a This Day in History column for our online newspaper.
And someday, he wants to be a lawyer.
He'd be really good, I think, as a lawyer.
As for college, Vetter hopes to go to Notre Dame and follow in the footprints of his father and grandfather, who also went to South Bend.
It's also one of the premier universities in America, so I think you get the best of both worlds there with the academic excellence, big tier sports teams, the religious, the Catholic aspect of it.
In Plymouth, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
'Tis the season for Christmas concerts. We'll share what's in store later in the show. But first, it's an ending to remember as Totino Grace takes on Benilde St. Margaret's in a boys basketball thriller. Jay Wilcox is in next.
Greg Miller coached the Armstrong boys basketball team for 17 seasons, retiring after last season. A former Falcons star coached his first game as Armstrong's new head coach Tuesday. John Bryan on the left facing Zach Goring in Apple Valley, the state 4A runner-up last season. The visiting Eagles start fast. Cortez Brown gives them a 9-0 lead. They missed the outside jumper here, but Bilal Kone is there for the rebound and putback plus a foul. He misses the subsequent free throw, but it's still 14-5 Eagles. Armstrong battles back. Adam Bewin knocks down a three-pointer to bring the Falcons within 19-16. It adds up to a 26-20 lead, though, for Apple Valley at the half. Armstrong comes out firing in the second. Bewin's 3 ties it at 28. He scores 17 to lead all scorers. Apple Valley surges again. Max Sanders zips it across to Isaiah Davis for 3, and the Eagles lead 39-31. Armstrong fights back again. Their press forces a steal, and it'll lead to a three-pointer for Cole Preem. That one ties the score at 51-51. But Apple Valley makes the last big play as Michael Christensen rebounds a miss and scores plus a foul as the Eagles edge Armstrong 54-51. Also in boys hoop, Park Center on the road at St. Louis Park. David Ijadambola's first shot is off, but he gets the rebound and scores plus a foul for Park Center. They go inside to Dane Danja, and he scores on a quick turnaround jumper. Then a nice hustle play by Danja as he dives for the loose ball and gets it to Tommy Chapman, who spins around the defender and scores. Park Center leads 45-28 at halftime. Second half, Danja's shot is a little long, but Kahari Broadway cleans it up for a 50-30 Pirates lead. Chapman makes a nice pass to Josh Lewis, and the junior throws down the two-handed flush. Then Danja gets position inside and spins around a defender for 2 more. He nets 22. Park Center wins at 85-72. 2 local schools met up in a girls-boys hoops doubleheader as Benilde hosted Totino Grace, and both games went down to the wire. The girls game up first. Visiting Grace starts strong. Carly Meyer hits for 3 of her 20 points as the Eagles go in front. Benilde battles back to grab the lead as Madison Johnson is alone for the layup. It's 23-22 Red Knights. Isabel Fleming hits for 3 of her 16 points as the Red Knights retake the lead again at 28-26. Watch this. Anna Kaspers from near half court hits for Grace. They're within 2 at the half. And Totino Grace takes control in the second half. Great passing, Adara Ituko to Brianna Glynn for the layup. The Eagles lead by as much as 11. But Benilde doesn't panic. They go inside to Patience Williams for the hoop to pull the Red Knights within 4. And they score off an inbound play to take the lead for good as Ayana Whitfield gets the layup. She surpasses 1,000 career points as Benilde's big rally pays off in a 55-53 win. The season opener for the Grace boys as they also face Benilde. It's a solid start for TG as Eric Krieger drives and kicks it out to Devin Berger for 3 of his 13 first-half points. Derek Standifer hits a tough runner in traffic while getting fouled for Benilde. They go up 23-20. And does this look familiar from the girls' game? Krieger beats the halftime buzzer with a 3 to give Grace a 33-29 lead at halftime. Benilde, though, scores the first 8 points in the second half. Walker Johnson hit 3 of his 17. The Red Knights take the lead. And it's back and forth down the stretch. Riley Berger sinks a 3 from the right side to put Grace up 58-56. He scores 14 on the night. It's tied late. Krieger looking to win it. He misses the shot, but there's time to get the rebound, and Krieger gets another try. And this time he's right on target at the buzzer. The celebration is on. Totino Grace wins the thriller 73-71. In girls hockey, Osseo-Park Center is coming on strong. After a 1-3 start, the Stars went for a 3rd straight win. OPC at home to face Armstrong-Cooper. Osseo-Park Center's Laura Denchfield takes aim and scores from the circle. The Stars lead 1-0 3 minutes in. A couple minutes later, Chloe Lewis back to Denchfield for the one-timer rocket for a power play goal. Osseo-Park Center's up 2-0 after a period. In the second, it's Gabby Bodine going to the net to score, and it looks like OPC is well on its way with a 3-0 lead. But Armstrong-Cooper fights back. Leah O'Brien on the rush. Her shot is off the defenseman's stick and in. The Wings pull within 3-1 after 2. And in the third, they close the gap to 1. Izzy Kriesel's shot is stopped by Sophie Almquist, but O'Brien gets her stick free to slide the rebound in. The Wings are within 3-2. But Denchfield adds an insurance goal for her 3rd of the night as Osseo-Park Center wins its 3rd straight game. 4-2 is the final. That's all for sports. CCX News continues in a moment.
This is the time of year when you can prepare for the spiritual side of the Christmas season by going to concerts at area churches. Calvary Lutheran Church in Golden Valley will have a concert coming up this Saturday at 7 p.m. featuring national Christian recording artists Citizen Way and Chris August. Tickets start at $12. Calvary Lutheran hosts concerts each year during the season of Advent as a way to offer holiday music to the community.
We think it's important to be able to celebrate such a big event on the calendar, and music is something that everybody can come together and enjoy. And since we've got a great space and great facility, we just like to welcome the community in to celebrate with us.
And on Sunday, Elam Lutheran Church will also host a concert called Christmas in Robbinsdale. It will feature chamber singers from both Cooper and Armstrong High Schools, and then the Elam Choir and the Bell Choir too. This event is sponsored by the Elam Lutheran Church Foundation, so it's free. Goodbye, everybody.